Excuse me? CGT, are you long here? You mean my position? Long on CGT? GCT. That's why. GCT. I was long. I got in for the break of $24 here. Took some profits. It started coming back, so I exited, and then I traded it on the small account. So I'll just show you that in a second. And got in, but I finished trading on the small account, got a little over $100 on that, and then I came back and got in here, rode it up, and it's pulling back now. So this was an IPO yesterday. It's the top mover on the day as well. Let me just... There we go. Let there be light. Yeah, that's close enough, I think. Okay, so we're set up. We're top of the hour. Am I looking for anything else? Well, my goal is 5,000 a day. I'm up 3,000 on this one now already. So yes, I want to get to 5,000 and then we'll see. My small account, as you can see here. Why have I not got the transactions on this chart? Hang on a minute. Charter, yeah. Config. Show trades. Yeah, it's got that. Why is it not showing? Bit weird. Oh, it is showing. It is showing. It's here. It's not showing because I'm in. So I got in here, break of 22. I had this pullback. Then I got in there and I got out there. Very, very quick. $107. Goal today is 340. 340, that is. Starting the small account with a 3,382 today. So we'll be looking for something else, just not this right now. It's a big pullback. Big move up, but a big pullback. So I'm going to put Bed Bath & Beyond on the watch list. GCT on the watch list. Bed Bath & Beyond is down at $10 again. So the question there, will it bounce or will it continue to sell off? Morning, Squibby. Yeah, I don't trade these Summit Therapeutics. I don't trade these micro, these really low price stocks personally. I don't mind looking at them and commenting on them, but I don't trade them. I don't trade anything under. A floor is $2. I try not to trade anything under $3, but my floor is $2. My absolute floor. So my floor is $3, and then my basement floor is $2. That's probably the best way of describing it. What about Just Eat Bowman? Are you ordering takeaway for us all? Yeah, the crypto's coming down a bit. Morning, Kai. Good to see you again. So I was looking at Bitcoin. You're going to get peaks and troughs. I mean, it's a big dip. I mean, we're talking about what 20 Bitcoins now at 21,500. I'm in the underwater again on Cardano. I was getting a little bit excited to see some green on my crypto holdings, but it's red again. So, but I'm holding that for the long term, not for short term pops. So I'm not going to get out and take a couple hundred quid's worth of profit, a couple of thousand quid's worth of profit, just because I've got green on it. I'm in it for the long term with my crypto holdings. Hey, Penn State. Hey, Matt. Yes, I think we will see red today. In fact, we're already seeing red. So if you look at the SPY, let's put 15 minutes on here. This is the S&P 500. We're getting a big sell-off today. The NASDAQ, similar, very similar. It's identical pattern. Big sell-off today. I don't see us recovering from that at all. So crypto's dipped. The crypto market, the stock market's dipped. Everything's in sell-off mode. It's in bearish territory right now again. Would a day trade just eat? What's the ticker? Oh man. What broker am I using? I'm using Capital Markets Elite Group, CMEG. The platform is, you can trade with multiple different platforms. You can have your choice of platforms to trade with when you're with CMEG. They do have their own proprietary platform, but they don't force it onto you. So you can trade with a direct access platform, which is what I do. I use direct access software, DAS Trader Pro. You can use Sterling Trader, you can use TC2000. There's a whole bunch of platforms you can opt for with CMEG. I also use Interactive as well, but I don't tend to day trade with Interactive. I don't get as much leverage with Interactive. So it's not on the nicey then, Bowman. No. I only trade the US. I only trade the US markets, Bowman, so I don't trade it. No, I won't be trading that. Let's move my Bed Bath and Beyond. These are the two I'm watching at the moment. GCT and Bed Bath and Beyond. Bed Bath and Beyond for a potential bounce. GCT, because it's an IPO yesterday, it's the top mover so far. Very volatile. Just moved up to, it's at 24s right now, moved up to just under 29. Got a high of day at the moment. Current high of day of 28.70. What's an average leverage you would say to use? Well, the question is how much risk are you prepared to take? So most brokers offer you anywhere between on a margin account, anywhere between 4 and 6 times leverage. You can get some brokers that a lot of these free commission brokers with their own app, and they're trying to get you to trade out on your mobile phone and stuff. You're going to lose money with them. They're going to offer you like 20 times leverage on certain stocks and things. On futures, you'll get more leverage. On Forex, you'll get more leverage. Quite frankly, because of the movements are very small, so you need more leverage to take advantage of the movement. But with that additional leverage comes additional risk. So I would say that. Yeah, Wolf was moving quite well a couple of days ago. I saw that on the on no volume at the minute though. Put this on the 15-minute, you'll be able to see what we're talking about. It moved up a couple of days ago, reasonable yesterday, but it's down at the moment. 112. So this is Wolf speeding. and there's no one trading it right now, so there's no volume. There's no volatility either. At least when I traded yesterday, I got both volume and volatility. Well, I didn't get volume, but I got the volatility. So, but there's just no movement at the moment. It's very static, no volatility. So there's no day trade there. We'll see what happens later. That's the question. I had a good day all in the end yesterday. Well, actually, a bad day, but trading wise. Well, it depends. So if you trade, depending on your broker as well, different stocks will have different marginability. Is that the right word? Marginability. Let's have a look. So on this one with CMEC, because it's an IPO, I'll basically I need to hold full equity, so there won't be any margin available with that. You tend to get less margin when you're trying to short something as well. But what I would say is don't use your full margin unless you have to. You don't use your full buying power unless you have to. And usually I use my full buying power to try and get myself out of a hole. What I mean by that is if I enter a position and it goes against me, but then it starts to recover, I might add to the position, average down, not the right strategy to be taking, but I might average down that position to lower my average buying cost as it moves back up, so I can make more money on the overall move. If I've just judged it wrong and it's still moving up, then I might take a bigger size and use more leverage for that. Normally, realistically, you should be trading within your equity or half of your buying power. Margin requirements. So as I was saying, it depends on the stock, but CMEG will give up to 6 times. Right. So I'll get up to 6 times margin on CMEG. I can have a look at it for you, Bowman. Again, no volume. There's nobody trading it pre-market outside of the regular market hours. This one is not very, it's kind of flat on the day. Again, look at it on the 50, look at it on the 30-minute chart, you'll see more. It's kind of very sideways in the long term, but it's flat on the day at the moment. So you're picking out quite a few of the mid caps, if you will, $100 plus stocks. I don't tend to trade these anyway because you don't get and in the majority of cases, there are exceptions, but you don't get the volatility. Percentage moves on a $100 stock that you're going to get on a $10 stock, for example. You get a good catalyst, a good news catalyst on a $10 stock, and you could move 150% intraday. You're very unlikely to get that with a $100 stock. And you need bigger pockets just to trade it. And I said today I'm going to be starting trading smaller size for a little while, and I did that, and I went in 2,500 shares here, and it moved all the way up. So happy enough with that. Yes, I do. I hold quite a few things long term. I've got a couple of ETF that I'm averaging, and I'm averaging into those positions as well. I've got 4 cryptos that I'm holding, and I've got a small portfolio of companies that I hold positions in. And the Ryan Cohen, yes, I saw that. That was yesterday. That's why it plunged so much. He sold a huge portion of his shares. I actually saw the filing on Benzinga. under RC Ventures, which is Ryan Cohen Ventures. He's an activist investor. He's involved in GameStop and the likes as well. Some other dude? Which other dude? Talking about Big Bed Bath and Beyond. Because the Form 4 will have had to have been filed. I'll just pull it up here. So let's have a look. News. SEC filings. This is Benzinga. This really is good. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So RC Ventures yesterday sold 5 million shares, which is 10% holding. This is Ryan Cohen. This is what I'm talking about. You can actually pull up the on Benzinga. You can actually pull up the actual Form 4 from the SEC, and you can see that. Well, that's Ryan Cohen from yesterday. Now Arnold Gustavo sold 55,000 shares. So again, that's his Form 4. That's from yesterday. Those were the big ones that I see. So $125 million, that would have been $25 a pop, 55,000 shares. What's that? It's only 1.3 million. So you must be talking about Ryan Cohen, because these are the only filings on in terms of that kind of size. So Ryan sold at $21 times 5 million. That's 105 million. So I don't know who you're saying pulled out 125 million yesterday. So Ryan Cohen was the biggest seller yesterday, and he sold $105 million worth of stock. Oh, that's bullshit. Some other dude, a 20-year-old. Yeah, that's rubbish. Jake Freeman, my arse. It's rubbish. That's a made-up story. And someone else saw that. It's a made-up story. It's not real. Like I say, if there's only a 28 million float, there's only 28 million shares in the free float on Bed Bath and Beyond. Ryan Cohen had a 13% stake. He's not sold all of his investment. He's still got some, but he sold he had a 13% stake. He was the biggest holder. Now, I saw that, what was it, something like he claims he bought 5 million shares in July. If he bought 5 million shares in July, those 5 million shares would have been 17% of the free float. So he would have had to have completed back in July. He would have had to have completed a Form 4. The only person that sold 5 million shares yesterday was Ryan Cohen. Jake Freeman never had a position. He said he bought, whatever. A college student paid $21 million to buy 5 million shares of Bed Bath and Beyond in July. Come on, give me a break. Don't believe everything you read on the internet, Vance. He would have had to have filed a Form 4 with the SEC. Take that size of share. Come on, how many college students at 20 years old would you trust with $1 million, let alone 21 million? You wouldn't. It's bullshit. If you read a story like that and it sounds a little bit too, fanciful and too good to be true, you bet your bottom dollar it is. Well, it wasn't Yankee. It was the Daily. Was it the Daily Mirror or the Daily Mail or something like that reported it? Load of rubbish. They've not checked. I wouldn't mind, but it's just very sloppy, lazy journalism to print something like that, because quite frankly, the facts are very easily checkable. You just go onto the SEC website. You go into I use Benzinga, and you saw what I just pulled up there from the news section, the SEC filings on Bed Bath and Beyond. But you can go onto the SEC website and just check. It's publicly available information on who owns. If you've got more than 3% of a company that's a publicly listed company, you have to fill out the changes to beneficial ownership form. And if you've got a 15% or 17% holding, which is what that would have amounted to, then of course it's going to get noticed. You know, it would have had to buy 17% of the free float. Load of rubbish. I mean, Ryan Cohen just sold 5 million shares, and that was headlines. That's why the whole thing tanked. You're telling me that this what's his name, Jake Freeman, was the guy that tanked Bed Bath and Beyond and stopped the squeeze? Get real, come on. The guy's just after a bit of clout, and whoever it was has fed some information to, you know, whichever publication, and they've taken it as fact without checking it. Oh, surprise. The Daily Mail doesn't check the facts of their sources. Come on. Hey, Jim, good morning to you. I've traded this one before, clearly. So why is Axsm moving up? I think it's Barocca time. So this morning, Axsm Therapeutics announces FDA approval of Auvelity, first and only oral NMDA receptor antagonist for the treatment of major depressive disorder in adults. I could get some. I need some of that. Bloody FDA approved depression therapy. Give me some. So that's a nice catalyst. I'll put that on the watch list. Footlocker. Do I trade options a ride? Yes, occasionally I'll do trade options. What I do from my main source of income is my day trading. I have multiple sources of income, but when it comes to trading and investing, I will swing trade. I will trade options, and I have some long-term holdings as well, both in terms of a couple of ETFs, the I've got 4 crypto coins, and I've got a small portfolio that I'm building up. And funnily enough, I just bought some. I just added Amazon to my portfolio. For those who follow the stream regularly, you'll recall that after they did the split, I felt that it was now affordable to Joe six pack. When I say six pack, I'm not talking about my stomach. Although I do have a six pack, it's just well upholstered. All right, I'll just get myself a Barocca. You can stay there. And this is an interesting combination. Blackcurrant Barocca and a custard donut. There you go. You won't find that on a menu at any snack bar. What's scary about it, Banks? Tesla split basically is a good thing. Tesla is extreme. Let's have a quick look at Tesla. Show you something. Okay, so your average Joe Public, your average man on the street, they might have what, $10,000-$20,000 to invest. Okay, so they're looking at adding Tesla to they invest on a regular basis, and they're looking to add Tesla to the portfolio. Now they've already got, let's say, the pension or whatever it is. So almost let's call this what it is. When Tesla's having a good day, $1,000 a share is you know, it's nearly 900 right now. So $1,000 share stock, you get 10 shares or 12 shares or whatever it is at the current price. Most Joe Public, you know, Gary Sixpack, it's just too expensive. They're going to be thinking, hang on a minute, I want more than 10 shares of a stock because I want better dividends and all this kind of stuff. So they don't bother with Tesla. They look at other things that are a little bit, you know, Microsoft or an Amazon now, or whatever the case may be. Apple, it's much cheaper, but you can get 4 or 5 stocks for the same price as a Tesla stock. What Tesla will do is they will have a stock split, and they will make it affordable to Joe Public. And then you'll get more people investing. So where people wouldn't invest, they wouldn't invest and buy one share at $1,000. Now they'll buy 4. They'll still spend $1,000, but they'll buy 4 shares because it's a perception thing. They think they're getting more money. They're not getting anything different. They'll spend 1,000 shares with Tesla because they're getting 4 shares for 1,000, as opposed to only getting 1 for 1,000. It's like going into the bank and having a $20 bill, and they give you 4 5s, and you walk out. Have you lost any money? Every note is worth $5 now, but you've still got $20. The actual holding that you have doesn't change. Same thing with the stock split. However, you can know, well, you might have had a $20 bill, and you go to the local fairground. I don't have anything so small. I don't have anything you know, do you have anything smaller? I don't have any change. Then you give them a 5, and they say, oh, I can change that. Here's a couple of quid change. Same kind of thing. Your average Joe on the street now can afford to buy shares in Tesla because they're a lot. It's effectively some. I suppose the stock split issue is less of a problem now with some brokers because they are offering fractional shares. But if they're not offering, if they are offering fractional shares, my first question is, okay, if they're offering fractional shares, do you actually hold the shares? The likelihood is no, you don't. They will hold them, and what you're actually getting is a CFD, a contract for the difference. And so it's better to go with a broker that you will get whole shares. You get voting rights on, you know, for AGMs and stuff. You'll get information. You'll get dividends. You get all of that kind of stuff. So the fact that it's when a good reputable company that's a little bit too high priced does a stock split, usually you'll get a rally because Joe Public that's interested in that company wants to buy it where they couldn't afford it before. So I think it's not a bad thing. I just realized, why am I sitting in silence eating a donut when I could be listening to my lo-fi beats? There we go. Let's have a look at Magic Empire Group. What's the spreads on this at the minute? Ouch. 55-cent spread. Not good. And saying that, I just traded GCT and the spreads were awful. But the volatility compensated for that. It was moving up so fast that you could mitigate the spreads. Well, I've only got 33 likes, guys. I've got enough people in the stream. I should, you know, 33 likes. Come on, you know the rules. You come into the TikTok stream, you tap the screen 10 times. That's all I'm asking. You tap the screen 10 times. I should have had over 200 likes by now. The reason I'm asking for that is it just pushes helps with the TikTok algorithm. It pushes the stream out to more people as a suggested live stream for them to watch, and then that way we can get more people on, saying that people on this stream are particularly engaged. It must be an interesting stream to get involved with. Do I look for tighter spreads? Yes, I do look for the tighter the spreads, the better it is, because not only it depends on the volatility of the stock and of course the price of the stock, because if you look at it from a percentage price, if you're looking at Tesla, so let's go back to Tesla for example. So right now Magic Empire Group, MEGL, have got 55-cent spreads or whatever it is. Actually they're narrowing a little bit, but it was 55-cent spreads. Let's go back to Tesla, which and that's a $13 stock. Whereas if you go to Tesla, the spread's 59 cents, but it's a $900 stock. So they've got the same spread. One's a $900 stock, one's a $13 stock. Which one's got the best spread? I'm okay, Macca. I'm okay. So and of course, if Tesla's going to move up a percentage point, it's going to cover that whole spread. Whereas if a $13 stock moves up a percentage point, it's going to be nowhere near covering a 55-cent spread. You know? Yeah. Cheers, Yellow Steez. Oh, well, you carry on at this, right? Where's Matt? I mean, he's going to get my dog fed a bit early. You know, somebody's going to be breaking the bloody phone screen right now. I was like, okay, we had like 18, well, less than, I think we had 30 likes or something like that. It's gone up to somebody's like that with the phone. You know, Daily Thompson's Decathlon from the 80s, or you know, whatever it is. Be careful you don't break your phone screen. But again, so big spreads are super risky, Mac, and that's one thing I did yesterday. I took a stock with big spreads, low volume, good volatility. It paid off, but it could quite easily have gone the wrong way. And you know, I look at that trade now and cringe. I should never have taken it. Yeah, maybe Steez. I'll take a look when I've we have. Okay, you're fattening my dog up, and she's here waiting for me because she saw me get the donuts out. She's not having a donut. She's fat enough it is, but you can have one of these lean, fat-free treats. Here you go. Stand up for it. Want it? Stand up for it. Good girl. Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond tanked, absolutely. What do you expect? Ryan Cohen unloaded 5 million shares. Oh, right, okay. I was going to check. No worries. But also in terms of, so going back to your Kinga, going back to your question about spreads. Rule number one of trading is manage your risk. It's the golden rule, and it's rule number one, it's rule number two, and it's rule number three. Is manage your risk, limit your risk, manage your equity. You need to manage your risk. Simple as. If you can't manage your risk, don't trade. Let someone else do it for you that can. And one of the areas of risk management you've always got to factor in, and I've done this myself, and I've jumped on a stock because it was moving up. It had good volume, good volatility. It's moving up. It's got good trajectory. There's a good catalyst. And I jump in and I find myself, I'm like, hang on a minute. I'm $400 down. What's going on? Because the spreads were like 40 cents and I've gone in for 1,000 shares. So you've got to look at that for managing risk as well. If you're getting into a stock, one of the things that you're doing is you're setting your trade plan. You're looking at, okay, what's my risk here? Where am I going to set my stops, either mentally or physically on the system? How much am I prepared to risk on the share? So do I want to risk 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents, or whatever it is? If you're risking 20 cents, but the spreads are 25 cents, you're going to enter a position and get stopped out before you even start. So there's no point putting, entering a position if the spreads are too big for you to take that risk. So just another area of risk management you've got to address. Yeah, well, I tend to. I've got a larger account. So this one I'm trading right in front of you now is a larger account, and it's 140k equity position today. But on the back of that, if I for whatever reason blew up this account, have reserves in place. Now that doesn't excuse bad trading, which I've been trading horribly over the last couple of days. Even though I've been making money in some of those days, I've been trading horribly, and I recognize that. Greed more than anything. So 1% of 140k for me will be $1,400. Do I set my max risk at $1,400? No, my max risk is much bigger than that. I tend to trade. I'm a little bit more aggressive, so I tend to trade a lot more than. I usually set my max risk between 5 and 10% of my equity position, and then that's usually my max loss as well on a day. Now, I don't have a max loss in place with the broker, and perhaps I should do. Where I get like a margin call, they'll just exit my position if I reach a certain level, and they'll do that. If you speak with your broker, they want you to be successful as well, because the more successful you are, the more you'll trade and the more money they'll make. So if you speak with your broker, they will actually put systems in place to actually execute, liquidate your position if you reach your max loss, if you want that, just as another safety net. Now that position will also work out of regular hours as well, so that could be another safety net for you. GCT is looking very good, Alistair. And as a small account, as a large account, definitely 1% is a good way of doing it. 1% per trade maybe is a good way of doing it. I tend to look for 1% of buying power rather than 1% of equity. That's just me. Set myself a goal of $5,000 profit per day, and I really don't want to be losing. Ideally, on the back of that, I should be cutting my losses to half of that, 2,500. But you've seen me; I've lost 20,000 in a day. I've lost, what's my biggest loss in a given day? About 60,000. Yeah, I'm watching Bed Bath & Beyond. It's way down at the minute. It's above the VWAP. If you look at Bed Bath & Beyond, there's a lot more in the free float, I guess, that's not being owned by Ryan Cohen. So there was large institutional investment, which would have included RC Ventures. or institutional ownership, but they don't own that anymore. So that's been what I'm saying about Bed Bath and Beyond since Ryan Cohen announced he was selling. He sold his 5 million shares, not all his holding, but he sold 5 million shares yesterday. So the price tanked. Of course it did, with an offloading of that, like that. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to short. It's not going to squeeze. There's still a lot of people shorting it. So it still could squeeze. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying that there is a potential that it still could squeeze. It could sell off even more. Some analysts have got like a $2 target. So puts and calls, Kinga, is you're talking the difference between trading options and trading equities. So trading options, you've got puts, which is the equivalent of shorting. You've got calls, which is the equivalent of going long. So I do short, I do trade options occasionally, and I do trade short. The problem with going short is it costs more than going long. And not all stocks are shortable, so you won't be able to short Bed Bath and Beyond today. It's short sale restrictions today because of how much it sold off yesterday and the day before. Without using margin, how much would you trade with my own money? I am trading with my own money. I don't understand the question. I only trade with my own money. How much do I trade, or how much would I trade? I mean, I've got 140. I'm starting position today on this is my equity position is 140,000. So, but I do trade on a margin account. Yes. I've got two accounts open right here in front of you now. So my large account here has a starting equity of 140,000. So this is my large account, or my regular account, and I also have my small account here. And my starting position on this today is 3,382. So I'm doing my small account challenge as well as my my large account. I get up to 6 times margin with this broker. So, for example, with my current equity position, I have the possibility of buying up to over $800,000 worth of equity, but of stocks or whatever. Got over $800,000 worth of buying power. Well, it depends. So I get up to 6 times. Now, there are, if I went with a different, because I've got an active account. So there's 3 types of account with the broker that I'm with. But the account that I've got, I get up to 6 times. There is another account where I think it's 4 times leverage, which is, but they don't charge you commissions. It's not really for the active day trader, and you only get to use their own proprietary platform. And then there's the professional account. I think it's called the pro account. Let me just double check what they actually call it. We've got standard account, active account. What's the other one? Enhanced account. There you go. Oh, they do a forex now with oh, that's relatively. I didn't know that. So see Mega doing Forex now. Not that I'm going to be trading it, but they do an enhanced account. Now the enhanced account, you get better leverage, up to 10 to 1 leverage on the enhanced account. But I have the active account. I don't have the. Maybe I should go for the enhanced account. Let me have a quick look. What's the difference other than leverage? Actually, that's a very good point. I might actually inquire as to the pricing on that enhanced account and trade. I didn't even really think about changing my account type. You can get up to 10 times with 10 times leverage. Not that I need 10 times leverage, but you can get up to 10 times leverage with CMEC on the enhanced account. I don't have an enhanced account, but I'll look into that. So it really depends on the account type. It depends on, and that's not on every stock either. It depends on, because they have the risk assessment team, and every stock will have its own margin requirements up to the maximum of 6 times in my case, or the enhanced account might be 10 times or whatever it is. But some you might not get margin, like GCT, no margin on this account, because it's a recent IPO, so I can't go in big on GCT. I can't say take 10,000 shares when I've only got $140,000 worth of equity, and I have to, limit my size that I'm taking. What does the term leverage mean? Leverage means it's a multiple. It's what they will lend you to trade with. So you will have an equity position. So let's say you deposit $10,000 into your brokerage account. They will then give you leverage based on that cash amount. So your $10,000, if they give you a 4 times leverage, they will give you up to $40,000 of buying power against that $10,000 of cash. It's kind of like a very short, it's kind of like a short-term loan, but they will charge you interest on that as well. What do I recommend for UK-based, like eToro? No, I wouldn't recommend. eToro's okay as an investing platform. It's not a problem. If you're looking at kind of swing trading, maybe I still wouldn't recommend it. I lost money trying to day trade with eToro. So first thing with eToro is you don't get great spreads. The spreads are horrible. That's one of the reasons it's free commissions, because the spreads are horrible. 2, you don't get fast execution speeds. You could be waiting for fills for ages because they do the whole payment for order flow. So they route it to whichever market maker is going to pay them the most. They don't carry the full portfolio. They don't carry the full order book. So it's very selective. Now, the advantages of eToro is you can trade multiple markets at any one time. You can trade the US market, you can trade the UK market, you can trade the German market, the Hang Seng, or whatever it is. You can trade the crypto market all on the one platform. So that's an advantage with eToro, but I think you're better off concentrating on the markets and don't try and be jack of all trades. Concentrate on the markets that you know. I trade the US markets. They are the most voluminous, and as such, there's more opportunity there in terms of volatile stocks. Crypto, I would rather trade at a specific crypto platform. Futures, trade at a future specific platform. If you're trading Forex, you're not going to trade Forex with a Dash Trader Pro. You're going to trade it with an MT4 or an MT5. So right tools for the right job. And quite frankly, eToro is neither of them. I use smart routing super chip. So whichever market maker is, and again, you can set your market makers. You can set your market makers, and you can have them by default. But I'd rather use smart routing. Let's have a look at Geo for you, Kinga. Geo Group. It's down at 780, 782 right now. A couple of percent down on the day. Had a good Monday. It sold off hard on Tuesday, had a bounce on Wednesday, sold hard yesterday. It's down today. It's not looking great. Nobody trading it either. So, Geo Group. How am I spending the weekend? I've got a big barbecue I'm attending tomorrow, a big function. One of my friends is hosting a barbecue, and I'm going to that tomorrow. So I was watching Bed Bath and Beyond as well. I'll wait for the next pullback. I'm going to be disciplined with my entries now. If I miss one, I miss one. I'd rather just get to goal strategically than. I don't know if any of you saw the videos I put up on YouTube yesterday when I was showing my P&L. My P&L graph for August is absolutely atrocious. Let me just pull this up so you can see it, guys. And see what I'm talking about for August. This is because I've been trading badly. Okay, so let me pull up the actual graph itself. So win-loss expectation, and let's pull this up. So this is my P&L graph for August. You can see this, all these big swings. This is just not right. This is bad trading. This is terrible trading. I shouldn't have such big momentous swings. Now, if I average this out across the year, you'll see that what it should look like. Yes, there should be dips and peaks and troughs, but across the year, this kind of heartbeat thing that I'm getting in August, it looks nothing like the rest of the year. The rest of the year is much smoother. I have a big dip and then a steady climb, big dip, steady climb. That's much better than this crap that I'm getting in August. So yeah, but we're in a good shape on the year, and we're in good shape on August as well. So as of today, 133,000 total profit, gross profit in August. I don't know if you can see that on TikTok. So 133,000 in gross profit on August, averaging $9,500 per day. We've got another 9 trading days, including today. It's kind of scary. My best ever month is 167,000. So there's a potential that we could have the best ever month, but I need to do it trading better than I am. I've been fortunate that some of the bad trades I've taken and the way I've traded, I've been fortunate that some of these trades have gone in my direction. Just not traded them very well. We've got that pullback now. We've got a new high. I'll just go in for a small size for me. Exactly, Super Chip. That's what I'm talking about. Which is why TraderView is a great tool to use. You can study your equity curve, you can study your P&L and everything else. You can review your trades, what you did right, what you did wrong. If you see the price action and thinking, why did I get in there? What did I take that trade for? You look at the volume profiles as well, and always be looking to improve your trading. But when you're trading badly, like as I've been doing this last week or two, regardless of the outcome, regardless of whether you're making money or not, just keep looking at your trading, and if you trade badly, then you can still correct it. giving this 10 cents for the move up. Well, there was a lot of selling going on yesterday, Double T, because Ryan Cohen was unloading his shares. So there won't be as much selling going on today as there was yesterday. There still could be. I mean, there's still going to be a lot of shorts, but I dare say a lot of people that were shorting it up at $20, $30 or whatever are going to want to take profit. So that in itself can actually add to the buying momentum. So I don't know if it's going to go all the way down to 6. It could do. You've got to, what I'm saying to everybody that wants to do trading, that's interested in trading, is don't be thinking that this is going to be an easy path. It's not. Even if you're making money, it's still difficult. I'm finding it, this last May was very difficult for me mentally. I had a terrible May. It was difficult on my pocket as well. I didn't make any money in May. This month I've been making money. I've made a huge wedge this month, but I'm still feeling the toll mentally. Now, the last 2 months have been great. I traded reasonably well, made good money, was happy with my trading. So the last 2 months were fine, June and July. But sometimes you just get fatigued, and you've got to look after yourself as well. Don't trade if you're not feeling great. I continually make that mistake, and you know what happens. There we go, get out. I'm going back to basics today. Setting my stop and I'm setting my stop target and my profit target before I enter the trade, and I'm being very rigid with it. You're running out of steam on volume. Got Bed Bath & Beyond? I don't know. It's got decent volume. Over 100,000 shares a minute. Pre-market's not bad volume. So, WetG, G-Wave, GCT, all top of the scanners at the minute. Foot Locker is up nice. Let's have a look at Foot Locker. Did Foot Locker have earnings today? Yeah, conference call scheduled for 9 o'clock. They've just released their earnings, so that's why Foot Locker's popped up. So Foot Locker Q2 beat. Good earnings report. If like me, you're a sneakerhead, you like your trainers, that'd be interesting. GNS, nah. We're not seeing much else moving right now. You want volume as well. So Bed Bath & Beyond is the big, is the most voluminous. terms of right now. ECT looking to move back up. What's the spreads right now? Spreads were awful when I traded it early, but it was moving so quick. Spreads 15 cents, no, 20 cents. Rangy, much as 40 cents. If there's a bit more momentum, that could be of interest again today, but it needs more momentum. Right now, there's not enough volatility in terms of the moves to warrant getting in on a 40-cent spread. Bed Bath & Beyond, let's go back to you. Well, you're making moves high, and I missed that little breakout, but there you go. So 1180 would have been a nice entry point for the move up to $12. Now we've got the whole dollar resistance. Axsm was brilliant yesterday, Kai. All wrong for a trade, for a day trade. All wrong, but made me the money. Some of these Chinese stocks, they defy logic. They really do. Oh, now we're looking for the break of the whole dollar. So we're already back up to 12 in this last 20 minutes. Half an hour to the bell. I'm up from 10.40 to $12 in the last half an hour, like I say. Struggling to get over the whole dollar here. Entered at 12.05. That gives me 5-cent risk to $12. If it breaks below $12, I'll just get out. Just going to be very disciplined on my risk today. Looking for 12.20. Do I not set price alerts, Fuzzy? In what sense? I'm not sure. I'm not following you. I don't understand the question. Sorry. Am I looking for price alerts on when a particular stock moves to a particular point? And no, I look for the price action rather than the price alerts. So if I'm looking for $12 on this particular stock, and I've got a price alert. If I'm on something else, it doesn't really matter. CVM. No. Blue water vaccines. Nope. Robin Hood. Robbing people in the hood. Spike up. $1.25 move up. Low volume. No trade. I mean, look at this. This is shocking. 15-minute chart. There's no gappers moving up. it's all sellers that are making reverse moves and not on great volume. Bed Bath & Beyond trying to make a reverse move. If you look at this on the daily, zoom right in so you can see this very clear. So gap down, gap down, gap down, and it's going to be a substantial gap down. So there's going to be a window of opportunity here on Bed Bath & Beyond. This is Hood. Onto Bed Bath & Beyond. Window of opportunity here. So gap down. This closed at 1855. It's down at 11. So there's a huge gap there. If we get buying momentum back in, it could go on a run. I've seen it happen. Is it going to go back up to 30? Probably not. But let's see. Could it go down to 5? Well, it was down at 5 back in July, so sure, why not? Well, that's what my watch list screen's for, Fuzzy. So if I'm interested in a particular movement of a stock, I'll stick it onto the onto one of the charts on the other screen. I see the action because it's just out of my peripheral vision while I'm trading something. I've got my peripheral vision here looking at the 6 stocks I've got for my screen over here, all on the 2-minute time frame, by the way. That's what I use as my price alerts, because it's not so much the price as the price action that really is important to me. If it hits a certain price, but it's very choppy when it gets there, and there's no pattern setting up for a trade, then hitting the price is immaterial to me. So if it's moving up with momentum, and I see that, then I can watch for the break of that particular price as it gets to a particular price. If it's coiling under a certain level and I see the pop, I can actually get there, or I can wait for it to move. It's more the price action than the actual price that interests me. And you don't want to, a lot of these companies, you just don't want to invest in them. They're crap, the garbage companies. And setting price targets is, it's setting price targets on anything, up or down, long or short. It's very much like a crystal ball. You get people on Wall Street tell you, these analysts and stuff, you get people making a very healthy living out of setting price targets that are never met. Jim Cramer is a perfect example. He goes on TV, talks about various price targets of various companies and the reasons for it, and he's wrong 85% of the time. Yet he makes a healthy living by the fact that people want to hear these price targets that he doesn't know if it's just pure speculation. He doesn't know if it's going to get to that price target. Nobody does. You can decide fundamentally. Talking about investing from a value investing perspective, there's a difference to trading. So value investing, which is what Kramer's talking about in the most part anyway, but value investing, you look at the fundamentals of the company and you come up with a conclusion as to whether it's the current trading price is fair market price or not. Is it trading higher than fair market price, or is it trading lower than fair market price? If it's trading lower than fair market price, then it could be good for either a swing trade or even long-term investing. If it's trading higher than fair market price, it's probably not a good time to get into it from a value investing point of view. However, it doesn't really matter where it's trading for a day trading perspective or even a swing trade perspective if it's got volatility in a particular trend. If it's moving upwards with volatility and good volume, we can take advantage of that intraday and make profit on that move intraday. So the fundamentals are less relevant to day trading than they would be for value investing for sure. Bed Bath & Beyond's just sideways at the minute. Blue Water Vaccines seems to be making a bit of a move. Oh look, no volume on it. It's moved up, but there's no volume. So we're just waiting now. We'll wait for... Got 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes to the bell. Inverse Kramer, yeah, it's a great Twitter account. Is it? If you're not following Inverse Kramer on Twitter, you really should be. It's some of the stuff comes out, it's great. It's a parody of Jim Cramer. So what are you guys watching? Let me know. Buff Built just hit the scanners. Is there anything that you guys are watching? At 15-cent spreads at the moment. Went 15 to 20-cent spreads on much as 40. Rangy on GCT. Yeah, that's the problem, Fuzzy. You need pattern for pattern breakouts. You need volume. You'll get faked out most of the time if you don't have the volume, which is why you should always be looking at the volume histogram at the bottom and the movement on the time and sales ticker. If there's no movement on the time and sales ticker, then you're unlikely to get any breakout. You've got usually it's at a resistance point, and to break through that resistance point, you need people buying. And the indicator of that is the speed that the time and sales ticker is going through, and of course you see that in the growth of the candle on the volume histogram as well. If it's not there, you're not going to get a breakout. The resistance will just remain resistance, and it'll just keep coiling until you do get the volume coming through. Yeah, there you go, Fuzzy. Trying to day trade from your phone is a cardinal sin. Don't ever try it. I've tried it, and it doesn't work. You will lose money. Guaranteed. Yeah, I've looked at the Fibonacci, and again, Fibonacci it's a lagging indicator. A lot of people put a lot of trust in it. I personally don't. Again, it's more of something that a lot of people use for swing trading, or for reversals more on a long-term basis. Intraday trading, the only real indicator I swear by is the VWAP, and the reason for that is it's just a good intraday trend indicator. Everything else is lagging. The only thing that isn't lagging is your volume profiles, which are moving in real time, and your price action. A big pullback on the crypto. Well, there's nothing happening with GCT, so if there is a particular ticker that you want me to put up on the screen, let me know. If there's something that you're invested in that you want on one of the smaller screens on YouTube, just let me know. I'll put them up there. Weber. Okay, so this is Weber Inc. So $10. It's low volume at the minute. And it's spiked up at $12. It's pulled back. Had a really good day yesterday. Later in the day, then it sold off. It's not looking great. It's kind of flat on where it closed. Needs more volume. Needs to get back above the VWAP, and it needs more volume. If I was going to trade this today, I want to see a bit of volatility. There's no trade there at the moment. But enjoy. Good luck if you are trading it. That's a good question, Anne. So 312. How to know when to sell? So there's a good rule of thumb is sell when you start to get the exit indicators. If you're in a strong upwards trend and you get a red candle, it can be just consolidation. It can be just a pullback. But if the red candle breaks the low of the previous green candle, time to sell. Get out. And it depends on what time frame you want to use. I tend to look at the personally. I'll look at the 5 minute time frame as kind of the unwritten rule to say I shouldn't be holding longer than the low of the previous green candle, and unless I've just got into the trade, then I've got my trade plan in terms of what risk I'm putting in place. So if you're moving up and you're in a profitable situation, you might want to say, okay, if it pulls back, I want to take profit, so I've locked some in, but then when it pulls back, I want to get out if it reaches break even. If you continue to move up, you might say, okay, well, I will exit the position on the first candle to make a new low. So if it moves up and the low of a 2 minute candle or whatever time frame you're looking at is $10, and it moves up and then it pulls back and goes to $9.90, you'll get out. Correct. The low is not so much. If I zoom in here, let's get Bed Bath and Beyond because it's quite voluminous at the moment. So I'll zoom in so we can see. Okay. We'll get this move here. Okay. So right now, let's say, let's zoom in a little bit so you can actually see this better. Okay, so this starts to move up. We then get a consolidation pullback. And we might say, okay, we're now looking to enter here. We're above the VWAP. We get a bounce on the VWAP. So we'll get in here at 1070. Or maybe even 1075 for the break of the $0.75. So we get in 1075 and we ride this up. Okay? We get a pullback there, that's fine. We get a red candle here, pullback there. Again, that's fine. We just continue to hold. We get a pullback, again, red candle, pullback. But it keeps pulling back. This is the first candle that breaks a new low because the low of this candle here would have been 1124. This candle goes down as low as 1118. Now, you would get out there if you're using that as a rule of thumb, as a kind of a beginner trading rule of thumb. That's an exit indicator because you've got a candle that made a new low. You could hold it if you wanted to and say, okay, I'm just going to give it an extra 10 cents or whatever, and it would have made a move up. But if you would, that's your first exit indicator because on the move up, it does move up, and then what happens? It pulls all the way back down again. So that's the first sign of consolidation, is that first candle to make a new low. Don't worry about missing the rest of this move up. You're never going to get all the move. You're never going to get 100% of the move. If it does break the high here, so you get this pullback and you get another high, you can actually get back in and ride it up for this piece. And then you might say, okay, well, next candle to break a new low is here. So you end up break even on the second part of the trade before it then pulls back. Your next entry point will be here. Next candle making a new high. So you get in there and you can ride it up again and you get out here, first candle breaks a new low. And that's a good way of managing risk. It's a good way of, you can get your steady, as long as it's following a bullish trend, you can get steady gains doing it that way. I wouldn't, as you get more competent at trading, you get better at recognizing the exit indicators, you get better at recognizing the patterns that will be short entries. So a number of different ways. You've heard me saying that the doji, an upwick doji is an exit indicator. You've got one here, for example, an upwick doji. So doji is where the the open price and the close price are pretty much the same. There can be a wick on both sides, but if there's a big wick up and then you've got a doji which is pretty much the same, it means that you've got selling pressure. And that's usually an exit indicator or a potential indicator of a change in sentiment. Dojis are always a potential indicator of change in sentiment. If you get another candle, and then another upwick. I like to call that a devil horns. That's your second warning that there's going to be a retracement. So some people might say that's a double top, but I prefer a double top to have multiple candles in the pattern. So I call that the devil horns. So you've got two upwicks within a 3 or 5 candle space. And that's usually, and that for me is another exit indicator. So once you start seeing the exiting, there's a whole bunch of exit indicators. When you start seeing these exit indicators forming as patterns on the chart, then you can recognize them in real time, and you say, okay, well, now's the time to either, if I'm in a profitable position, now's the time to either reduce my sizing, and if it does reverse, I can get out. If it doesn't reverse, I've still got a little bit of position in there. Or you can just take your position, take your profits, which is what a lot of people will do. And if it does reverse, you can always re-enter. So Volcon moved up quite a bit. This is Volcon. Let me have a look at what the bloody alarm. Right, okay. So the catalyst here, Volcon obtains pre-orders that sells out entire 2023 forecast. So basically, they've sold out pre-orders for next year. That's going to be mine, right? How annoying. How dare the neighbour go on holiday and leave the house unattended so that when someone breaks in, the alarm goes off. How quick do my orders take to fill? Very quick, because I've got direct access software. I've got direct routing to the market makers. So we're talking almost instantaneously in most cases. Sometimes if it's a particular volatile stock, I might get a partial fill. It depends on the orders that I'm placing. But more often than not, I'll either get a partial fill or I'll get an instant fill. That's one of the advantages of using a direct access platform like Dash Trader or Sterling Trader. You do get very fast, lightning fast execution speeds. Yeah, if you can, you've always got to have a little bit of a leeway, Alistair, a little bit of tolerance to it. But yeah, if you can, if you see the exit indicators, yeah, always. If you can sell on the ask, great. But the chances of selling on the ask become less. Well, let's have a quick look at Tough Built, shall we? I'm not seeing anything on Tough Built. Where's the data? So yes, it will gap up on Tough Built. Yes, so it's currently 5% up. We've got 3 minutes to the bell. So yes, it will gap up, but only slightly. That was very slow to me. You shut up. Shut up. What's the ticker there, Jack? Not seeing much on Tough Built in terms of movement. Yeah, not seeing much in terms of price action on Tough Built right now. Not seeing much price action at all right now. That's the long, the short, and the tall of it. All right. Okay. Well, I don't think it's a AMC for London. That's why I'm not trading that one. Would I enter here on Vulcan? So Volcon, should I say? So no, right now, no. It's just consolidating sideways. So I think when did you send that? That was about 5-10 minutes ago. Up at $3. It's popped up to $3. The right time to have entered this one would probably been about here at 250. Now it needs to get over 325. It's kind of bouncing on the VWAP, but it needs to get over 325. Change the scanners. In case you're wondering what the hell that was, the market is now officially open, guys. That was the nicey bell. Oh, fly. Oh, this could be interesting. What's the spreads now? Still big spreads. Be careful on something like this. Grove. Okay, so we've got some volatility today, a few halts. Grove Collaborative. Popped up. Low volume. Very clean. No. Low volume. Back to GCT. Bed Bath and Beyond, just deciding which way it wants to go. Axsm down at 53s after being up at 58s earlier today. GCT's pulling, it's not flying. GCT is actually selling off. Went up to 20, just under 29. It's down at 25s now. Maybe that's to do with the delay on the stream. Watch for the opening range to form, guys. I'm watching Volcon, watching Bed Bath and Beyond, I'm watching GCT, I'm watching Axsm. Right, okay. G-Sun from yesterday. It got better volume today. Not really. Halted. Okay. Not a lot moving right now. Just no volume, no volatility. There's a lack of volatility right now, guys. So GNS, let's have a look at that. Halted to the downside. And that's halted to the downside as well. And on virtually zero volume. 728 shares traded on Granite shares. Bed Bath and Beyond selling off. GCT making moves. Oh wow. Up there, halted to the upside now. Missed that little pop. Blue Water Vaccines up at 440s, pulling back a little bit. GCT, I'll look back at that in a moment. Towards $30. Bed Bath and Beyond moving back up. Not a huge amount of volatility, that's the thing. In terms of these moves, AWV will be interesting. Short sale restriction again after its sell-off yesterday. You can't short it on the down tick. Shorting on the bid is prohibited. water vaccines struggling up at 470s. GDH moving up. Pets. Not the volatility that I'm looking for. This does have the volatility I'm looking for. So 9:35 or 9:40. Well, 3 minutes left yet. Look, what's the wider markets doing? Well, trying to move up. Still very much down. A big gap down. Nasdaq. Oh, that's sideways chop. Horribleness. Russell. Come on. Yeah, choppy sideways. Okay, guys, what are you trading? Where are you? Are you open? First 10 minutes? Are you green? Are you red? Have you managed to find something moving? Yeah, I think I'm just going to wait for GCT now. That's a little over a minute left, I think. Yeah, so I've got a little over a minute to wait for GCT. I'm not seeing much else moving right now. We trade on very low volume, moved up. Pets not great volume. BWV moved up, but it's not moving up with huge velocity. Still seeing a lot of shares being traded on Bed Bath & Beyond. Yeah, wait for the opening 5 minutes. Or opening 10 minutes. Get a 15 minute, 15. Give these teeth back to me, Akko. Get a 15-minute candle form, your opening range or something, you know, and then look for it. We should get resumption anytime now. There we go. Ah, halted again. Oh, I wouldn't mind that. It went up to $40. I thought I'd won the jackpot that when I got 2,000 shares. It was like I think I had about 80,000 on the unrealized profit for a second. Oh, good lord. Yeah, so it opened that halt. It opened flat. The next halt, it looks like it's going to open up. It's gonna open higher. Although the price is actually coming down as well. Trade this now, and I might switch to the smaller account if I can get over goal on this, and then switch to the smaller account, and then do, you know, indicating 35 right now. Yeah. Spreads are huge. Okay, what else is moving? Let's should resume at 45. GCT. There's the top mover right now. Just looking at anything else. Well, we don't need anything else. We only need the one stock. Let's get ready to trade this on here as well. No, the problem trading on the small accounts is I don't have the leverage. So I'll get like 200 shares or something like that. Not even. It's probably not worth trading on the small account if I'm looking at it. Wouldn't it be great if you could actually set your stops in place before, whilst it's in a halt, and they just execute on resumption? The price is coming down now. So we've got a minute left for the resumption. It's coming down to 34. It'll probably come down. Probably open up about 32. Oh, sorry, about 34. Take some off. Price doesn't change in a halt. What happens is the expected resumption price changes. There's no transactions going through. Well, it looks like it's a 10-minute halt. Just give it a couple of seconds, see what happens. No. Must be a 10-minute halt. Okay. Well, we'll come back if there's anything else moving. Doesn't seem to be much else moving at all. Well, if it opens at 30, at 35, great. if it opens at 34, great. I'm ready to set my stop at 50-cent stop. I'm not going to put a trailing stop because it's a bit too volatile for a trailing stop. So I'm just going to move it manually. Put a 50-cent stop. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. It's fine. But I can always re-enter if I need to. I've not got a halt code. Good question. But we're looking at a 10-minute halt. Hey, Dave. I was looking at a 35 resumption, so I don't know about it dropping to 30 then bouncing. It might pull back, but it's looking at resuming at 35, so I think it probably resume at 35, maybe come down to 34 and move up, or it'll resume at 35 and everybody will sell off and it'll come down to 30. Let's see. It's looking very volatile. Just get my hotkeys ready for the resumption. I don't know what level 2 you're looking at, Chesney, but I'm looking at 34.60 on the bid and 39 on the ask. I've got 38 at the moment, not 32.8, but 38. Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond is looking weak. Okay, so we might, if it's a 10-minute halt, it's going to resume in 30 seconds. That snoring is not me. I'm not asleep. That is the chow chow. Oh, we're getting close to your second treat as well. 5,000 likes. She gets another treat. Gets fattened. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube that you've hit the thumbs up button, guys. It's just, again, it just helps with the algorithm. There we go. So I got stopped out there. 7 grand, that's the day done. Let's I'm at goal. So that resumed at 35. 34.80. It resumed and moved up to 38.28 and halted again. So we can watch it. We've just made 7 grand today, and I did say I'm going to be very disciplined. I'm going to be taking small size. I'm going to get to goal, and I'm going to lock it down. I'm going to stick around, obviously, for the next half an hour or whatever, but 5,000 is my daily goal, and I'm really tempted to lock my montage now, because otherwise I'll get FOMO. Hey, Sound of Fun. Axsm, we can have a look at that. Absolutely. It's up at 55.80s, 55.70s. So this is Axsm. It's if you're watching it on Twitch, you should be able to see it on the on one of the small charts at the bottom. It's on the watch list there. Another green day. Well, it is for now. It's going to stay that way for sure. Let's see. But is it worth me? Where's my calculator here? It's at $40. It's looking like a $40 resumption anyway. So I'm not going to bother. I'll wait for a different stock. I can't really trade this without leverage. I'll get 80 shares. So whilst it could move up $2 or $3, I probably will. I don't have the hot buttons for 80 shares. I'm not going to trade it on the small account anymore. I traded it this early this morning on a small account. When it was down at $22, but I'll wait for another stock to move. So this is 51.56 resumption, 3 minutes. Wow, 2 minutes. APDN, let's have a quick look at applied DNA. That's halted up as well. My goodness, we're getting a bit of volatility here. This is a long halt as well. This might resume anytime. This is going to gap up big as well. Now, this could be something I could trade on. All one. Yeah, saw that earlier. It sounded fun. Decent catalyst. Wow. That was a big gap up. It's a good 35-cent move up, that. Gap up, sorry. Gaps do like to be filled. But we'll take that. Let's look at GCT again. APDN. Well, it applied DNA. It moved up quite handsomely, shall we say? Well, that was the small account. If you're just wondering what I was doing there, just traded on a small account, got an extra $60 for trading Applied DNA. So Applied DNA, 9:45 this morning, submitted PCR-based monkeypox virus diagnostic test for approval to the New York State Department of Health. That's why that's moving up. Yeah, I pretty much got out to put the right time there with this one. Just couldn't take, it wasn't giving me any leverage though. That's the problem with that. ECT. Are we resuming at the $40? $40 assumption. So this was 56, should be, well, it'll be 10:01, so we've got 3 minutes left before that resumes. Let's go back to APDN. Well, that's... That was a huge gap up though. For a $3 stock to, you know, gap up at 40 cents. Hey, Dunkers. Oh, Axsm is making steady gains upwards. Probably take one more trade on this account and lock the montage. And let's see what's going on here. It's 10:01 that I'm looking at, but it was 10. Okay, we've got another minute left yet. Let's go back to APDN. I pulled all the way back. Axsm, that's just consolidating at 58 right now. Give or take 50 cents. Bed Bath & Beyond, where did that finish? Oh, it's back down at 1080s. So we're 15 seconds for resumption. Gap fill. So gap down, halted. Didn't even get out. Never mind. Well, that's 10:01 or 10:02, call it. So we're looking at 10:07. All can just choppy sideways. TGL. Very small, very low volume on TGL. Not a lot moving right now. Everything's halted. Well, the assumption on this is looking very, very low. $34. I'm seeing 31 on the 33 on the bid. Bed Bath and Beyond. Thomas. Bed Bath and Beyond. It's at the VWAP now. 11.15's trying. Even the chat's dropped off. Yeah, absolutely. So where are we? 10:01. So we've got 2 minutes left. I'm a bit annoyed at that. Hey Thomas. Are you selling off? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, there's another treat for her ladyship here, a little fat hairy beast that she is. Yeah, we're talking about you with your little bow in your hair. For 90 seconds. See how much money I'm losing. This could be very much a buy the dip scenario. Is YouTube offline? No, YouTube should be working. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of people watching on YouTube. So I don't know what problems you have in there, Jack. Yeah, she'll get a treat in a minute. Not 15, 10 seconds. This is a big drop down, this. Or not? Well, looks like it's another 10-minute halt. So we will be back at it at 10:11. Must have been your end, Jack. Well, we've got over 5. Yeah, so now you're looking at me. The big yawny blue tongue. I'm not coming to you. If you want it, you've got to get up off your fat, lazy ass. There you go. You've got to stand up for it. Yeah, are you drunk? There you go. There's a good girl. What's this stock doing? It's halted to the downside. And we're locked in it for the next 3 minutes. IPO. Yesterday's IPO. And this is the thing with IPOs. You never know just how volatile they're going to be. Don't get any ideas. You just say, yo, treat, this is mine. Upside, then downside. It's an IPO. That's the news. Opened at $20 yesterday. GigaCloud Technology is what it is. Opened at $20 yesterday, and yeah, wouldn't say there's specific news for it, other than the fact that it's opened on the market yesterday. $10:35 yesterday morning, market time. Why is it moving? GigaCloud Technology shares are trading higher on continued volatility following the company's IPO on Thursday. That's it. What's the key data? No. 8 million shares traded. It's only 2.5 million float or something like that. Can I do a clearer live? I could if TikTok would give me the yes, I can actually, Kuiper. Go over to YouTube, you'll see it in HD. What time is the resumption? The resumption should be 10:11 market time, so it will be in about 30 seconds. So Kuiper, if you want to see it live, just jump over onto YouTube, onto the YouTube stream. That's in HD, and you'll see a lot more there. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Anytime right now. Next 5 seconds. Oh no. 50, not 15. So we've still got 30 seconds left. YouTube, TikTok won't give me their RMTP details, allow me to stream directly to them. So which off the desktop. So I'm having to take a stream on the phone, the video of what's on the on the screen. So that's why it's a bit not that clear. Got filled. Bought the dip for a bounce. Fill that 37 gap. Oh, hold down. Again, I can't even get out. This is volatile. Oh well. Twitch has less delay than YouTube. Okay, well, watch on Twitch then. Net Superhero. What time's the resumption? Volatile stocks, guys. This is looking at gapping down $10. No, not gapping down $10. It looks like I'm losing $10 on this. Let's see. Yeah. Where are we now? $2 down. $2 gap down. No problem. I didn't know you was on Twitch because obviously the conversation there is on he's on the tube, so I know Phil and a few of the others prefer Twitch. So I'm streaming on Twitch, I'm streaming on Twitter, I'm streaming on YouTube, I'm streaming on TikTok, and I'm also streaming on ShareVision. So multicasting to everything. Don't know why I'm looking at Big Bath and Beyond. APDN just sideways now since that initial gap up. Axsm is still upwards trending, fairly extended right now, so just getting we've had our first 5-minute red candle. Next entry will be 59.75 if you're thinking of getting in there. When did that? 12.17 looking for. My average is 36 right now. That's not great volume. There you go, Kai. You see a lot more. Make sure you subscribe onto the channel as well. What are we? 16. I'm looking for 17.42. So yeah, I can have a look at pets quick. So pets up at $4. Yeah. Nicholas. Thoughts on Lunar Classic could hit $1? I hope it bloody does. It's not going to, but I would love it if it did. Lunar's never coming back. That's dead. It's a dinosaur. It's a relic. A crypto relic. And it's another 10-minute halt. And this is an advertisement of why you should have stocks in place. Well, if this ain't resuming till 22, I may as well have a look at what else is moving. Bed Bath & Beyond, it's right down, well, it's just kind of hovering under $11. Forming a little bit of a double bottom maybe, but you'd need it to get over 11.40 before you get an entry. So this needs to break 11.40 before you get an entry for a potential double bottom. So if it moves up, that could be interesting. $300 spare, where would you recommend to invest in crypto? I wouldn't. At $300 spare, I'd go and buy a course so you could actually learn how to do all your own due diligence. I don't give stock picks or signals or alerts. Invest it in your education. You not get much out of $300. That's all I'm saying. You can gamble, buy one of these obscure coins off exchange, and then hope it goes to the moon, and you'll get like 1000x or something. But for every coin that does that, there's 1000 coins that get rug pulled and fade into obscurity and never see the light of day again. GCT is in a halt down. Another halt down. It's the second one I've been caught in. So I'm actually currently $7 in the hole right now on GCT. This is almost as bad as G-Sun yesterday. It's never a good idea to average down into a losing position. I just tried to buy the dip as it moved back up, and then it sold off again into a halt. So sometimes you can judge it all wrong, as I just did. Never. The only time it's good to average down and buy the dip is when you're in a strong position, when you're in a winning position. And the fact that this is going to gap down, oh, it's moving back up again slightly, getting less. If it starts to move up, I might consider it, but mistake I made last time. always get back in if I need to. Like that. Is cut off. That VWAP is the cutoff. There we go. Did I get out? Why have I not getting? Was it not getting me out for? Went without me. Oh, I got filled. Well, this was a bit of a catastrophe. One thing after another this week. It's open? Yeah, no. Okay. What's moving? Nothing. Okay, well, seeing as I'm locked in, I've still got 1,000 shares locked in here, and that's going to be another 5 minutes, and I'll be ending the stream in 6 minutes. I may as well end it early and go for my my weekend. So I'm finishing on a red day, big red day, and we'll be back at it on Monday. So enjoy your weekend, guys. That's the end of this stream, and I'll see you on Monday. Just had a terrible week at it, mate. But no worries, back at it Monday. See you then.